Hi everyone. Thank you for yeah. I just want to do a quick walkthrough on a project management tool, which I have experience on as a VE. And that tool we'll be discussing around Trello this afternoon. So let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Okay, good. Yeah, I believe that you can see my screen now. Trello, it's a management tool. It's a project management tool. This is just a free account that I set up already, but I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough just to explain how it works, how you can create a project, how you can add tasks, how you can delete tasks, how you can assign tasks to other team members that you are working with in a particular project. So as I mentioned, Trello is a project management tool. It we can't really say it's a customer relationship management tool because it's kind of lightweight, but some little integration can happen for Trello to act as a customer relation management tool. But for now, we'll be focusing on project management tool. So it's a very, very powerful tool. Trello is a very, very powerful tool. And I kind of like it a lot because it just helps you organize your work. It helps you organize your project. It helps you keep track of your project. It helps you understand if you're actually making progress or if you are blocked or if you have any impediments or if there's just anything that is not really making sense around the project. And that way you can now like call everybody together and then just talk about that particular blocker. So that is what Trello actually does for you. Now, looking at this board, this is the interface. This is how the interface looks like. And if you look at the left side panel of Trello, you will see some stuff that you can do around Trello. Now, like here, you see boards. These are boards. Like if you want to see the different remote team members, project management, if you want to see the different board, this is the one that I created. You can see it here. Board members, if you want to see the members that are part of this workspace, because when you create a workspace, you need to invite other team members so that you can be able to assign tasks to them and so that they can be able to interact with that particular workspace. Because if you don't invite them, they might not really have access. So this is like members that you've invited, workspace setting. Okay, like you want to set up your workspace. How do you want to set up your workspace? You want to lock your workspace, meaning that you want to keep it private or you want to keep it public, or how do you intend to set up your workspace? So tables, you can see it here, workspace view. You can view your workspace as table. We will come to this. You can view your workspace as table. You can view it as calendar and so on and so forth. So your board, I actually created a board in Trello, which is this board. I just like come up with a random name, which is like business as usual. And this board, one thing I like about Trello is that for this column, you can add as many as possible just to suit the kind of projects that you are currently working on. Yeah, you can always tweak it around. If you don't want to see like this is, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you don't want to see like 5 of this column, no, you can strike it out, you can delete it and just make it suit the purpose of the project that you are currently working on. And again, another thing to mention about Trello is that it comes with an inbuilt templates or sample. Like if you hit here, this is just an inbuilt sample that you can see, you can pick from here, and then you modify it to suit the purpose that you want to achieve, or you modify it to suit the project that you are currently working on. So that's another capability that Trello comes with an inbuilt package already for you to make good use of it. So it comes out of the box with all this little stuff. Now, this is the board that I created. So what I'm trying to do here is that you join a project and you want to track the progress of your project. You're working on a project and you want to track the progress. You want to understand if there's any dependency, if there's any blocker. You want to understand if the project is actually moving per the timeline that you set for the project. So Trello can help you to do that. So that's why you see here, this is what to do, like you're just starting. This is in progress, in review, in testing, in done. So this is kind of like a software development kind of stuff, a software development kind of project. For example, you are building an app. Let me just take, for example, you are building a mobile app, and then you add your task here. You add your task here. This task here could be, okay, the good thing here is that you can edit this task. You can actually edit this task. So if I want to edit this project planning here, I can just hit here and then I edit what? Let's say create. Let's say you need to meet with the BAC. This is business analyst. You want to meet with the business analyst to gather requirements. You save. So you see, this is edit. So you're meeting with a business analyst to gather requirements for this particular app that you're building. Now, after you meet, so this stands in to do. This is just the first step. Meeting with business analysts to gather requirements. Now you want to edit this again. You can either click, okay, you see this? You can either just hit here and then you can edit it here. Like, let me just change it here. So after meeting with the BAC to gather requirement, you might want to say, meet with the tech lead to understand technical details. You save. You see that? Yeah, oh, it's looking really sweet, guys. So meet with a tech lead to understand the technical details. Now, that's the second task that you want to work with. So after you meet with the business analyst to gather requirements, you need to meet with the tech lead to understand the technical details of that particular project. And then now you can just modify this. You can now edit this, and then you can add what? So meet with the entire development team to talk through the requirement. Fantastic. So good. So this is yeah, you save it, you X here, meet with the entire development team to talk through the requirement. So to do, this is your to do. So for example, you are building an app, you are building a mobile app. Now let me even modify it here. Let me modify it here. Mobile app team. So this is the name of our team or the name of the project. So mobile app team. So you're building a mobile app. What are the things that you have to do? Of course, you need to gather requirements, right? You need to really gather requirements. So you meet with the BAC to gather requirements. Now, after you meet with the BAC to gather requirements, you meet with the tech lead to understand the technical details that will be going in. And then after that, you meet again with the entire team to talk about the requirements. Now, you want to make sure that the entire team actually understands the details of the requirements, they understand the expectations, they know what it takes, they understand, in fact, the nitty-gritty of the project before they actually start work on that particular project. So meet with the entire team to talk about, to talk through the requirements. Now, you might want to add another task here. If you click here, you can see add card, which is like you're adding tasks to that particular board. And these could be, so after you meet with all these, this could be what final draft of the project or final draft of the requirement. Okay, let's put present final draft of the requirements. Fantastic. So boom. So this is looking really sweet. So you meet with the BAC, you get a requirement, you meet with the tech lead to understand the technicalities, details. You meet with the entire team to talk about the requirement because they are the ones that will be working on those, maybe building those APIs. They are the ones that will be building those APIs. They are the ones that will be building those databases. They are the ones that will be doing the coding of that app. They are the ones that will be involved with the integration. So you need to meet with them and have that conversation. So when that happens now, present final draft of the requirement. Now, you need to now schedule a meeting and then you present your final draft of the requirement. It could be to leadership to get their approval before you actually start the project. So this is like to do. You want to build a mobile app. Now, as I said, what Trello does is what? It actually helps you to track the progress of your particular project that you are working on. So these are to do. So you have in progress here. You have in review. So let's say you have started working on this. You've met with this guy with a BAC, and now you push it to in progress. This is actually moving. You push it to in progress. Let me take this out. Let me take this out. Let me take this. Let me just delete this. Yeah. Let me archive this. Fantastic. You archive that. So meet with the BSA to gather requirements. So it is in progress, meaning that you are making some significant progress. So what happens is that when somebody or your partner or your manager or the person that you're working, when he logs into Trello, he will be able to understand that, oh, you have actually, these are the stuff that was assigned to you. You've actually, it is in progress. And now, for example, these two are in progress. You push it here. When it gets done, what happened? You can push it to in review. You can push it to in review. So let's archive this. You can put it in review. So let me make this review. Yep, you can put it in review. So there will be another meeting for complete review of these requirements, just to make sure that that requirement really looks good, you know. So let's say this one is not applicable. We can strike this out, you know. We can strike this out. Yeah, testing is not one. We can strike this out, you see. I just click here, it goes off. Let me see. Yeah, we can strike this out. And I'm looking for a way that I can delete this one. But in any case, you understand what it means in testing. And then when this is done, you can now move it to done. You know, you can move it to done. Let me archive this stuff. Yeah, you can move it to done. So what will happen is that when your manager sees this, or the person that you're working with, he will automatically understand that this task is complete. Now, so this is what Trello does for you. This is what Trello does for you. It helps you to manage your project. You can use it in all sort of projects. It might not be a software development project. Any kind of project that you're working on. It could be a real estate project. It could be just a business. You're trying to build a business from scratch. You can use Trello to lay out. It will give you what? Visibility and transparency on the project that you are currently working on. Now, let me add one task here. That will be what? Add volume on the mobile. It could be just add volume. No, not add. Modify volume on the device. Okay. So let's say there is an issue with the code that you ran and the volume on the device is not really performing correctly. Now you can add it here. You push it to in progress. It's in progress. You push it to review. And then you push it toward testing, because you need to test to just really make sure that the volume is okay. And if it makes sense, well, you can now push it to done. So this is Trello. And another thing, as I mentioned, you can see this is the board view. If you want to see the table view, you click here. You see everything changes to table, to do, in progress, in testing, in done, labels, and so on and so forth. But I like the board view. I like the board view. Yeah, I like the board view. So the board view, the table view, this is the calendar. If you take the calendar, everything is gonna change. Yeah, if you take the calendar, everything is gonna change. If you take the timeline, everything is gonna change. To do, Not scheduled, not scheduled. So we haven't added a timeline. If we add a timeline, it's gonna just populate right up here. And of course, if you want to take this, you can move it around. Yeah, you can move it around. Can move this around. So this is like table view and so on and so forth. But I like the board view, as I said. Now, if you want to create another board, you can create another board. You just come here. If you hit here, they will ask you to create another board. Maybe you have two projects currently going on and you want to put them in different boards so that you don't always get confused. So if you want to create another board, you can just come. You see this plus sign, you can come to this plus sign and then you hit here. Let me just put business as usual, workspace, private workspace with members, and then they will ask you to create. And then you can create, this is a complete different board. You can now start adding, maybe it's not started. Good, not yet started. Good. Add a list. You want to add another one. This is not yet started. Add a list. In progress. In progress. In progress. Add a list, and you might just want to put done. So it depends on the project that you're working on, guys. It depends on the project that you are currently working on. You might just add done. Boom, you're good to go. So you can, this is not just to add tasks and so on. So you can create another, this is our mobile app team project that we created. This is another board that you created. Maybe you have two teams that you're managing. And of course, you need like create different board to manage all those different projects. Now, another thing that I would like to mention, if you hit here, you're going to see members, join members, label. You can add a label. A label will help you to filter. You can add a label, add a color. For example, you see this label is green. So it will help you to filter and understand what you are actually working on. You can add a label, checklist, you can add a date. This is where they're talking about. Let's add this date, 1 day, and then we save. You see, it's overdue. If we go back to the timeline, you're going to see how it's going to affect this. So this project is overdue. So let me modify the date. So maybe the deadline for this is the 18th. Yeah, and then you save. So if we do not push this to done, you will have that red flag. It will flag it up here. You can add attachment. Maybe there's a document that somebody wants to read and understand more about these requirements or what he needs to work through. You can attach the document so that the person can read and understand. Location, cover, and so on and so forth. Add button, move. So this here is really, really critically important for you to understand. Yeah, for you to understand. So one member in this project, this is it here. Bam. If you hit leave, I'm going to go out. So you add member, you're going to see me here. Now, if you close here, you see the difference, meaning that meet with the development team to talk through the requirement. This task has been assigned to me. That is why you see my name here. This task has been assigned to me because a member was being added. Now, if I come back here again and then I leave and I come back here, you see, I'm gone. So you need to assign these tasks to those that have joined this workspace. So this is just a little walkthrough around Trello. As I said, it's a very, very nice and very, very powerful tool. I like the art view. And as I said, the most important thing as a VA is for you to be able to understand how to move progressively with your task. So it helps to keep you really organized. It brings in transparency and it helps whosoever you're working with, all the team members, to understand if you're actually making progress or if you are blocked somewhere and needs attention. For example, we can come here to, and then we add blocked. So if we push this here, it means that this story is blocked. Now we can even add a label. It is blocked. Let's put color red. Let's add color red. It is blocked. So anything you see this label, When you see this color red, it means that that story is blocked, or it means that that task is blocked. So label is very, very critically important. And when you want to filter, you can filter via this label. If you click filter here, you can filter via this label. You see, label, label, no labels, no labels, select labels. If you select this red, it picks up this one filter here. It picks up this clear one filter. So select this. This is red. It picks this. Look at the board. Everything has disappeared. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, all in red because I've added this label. So label is very, very important. So you can flag your task with the label, and then it helps you when you want to filter, because you can have like tons and tons of tasks on this board, right? Like, I don't know, 20 tasks, 25 tasks, 15 tasks on this board. And at times it can really be overwhelming when you are trying to sort out a particular task. But if you add labels to those tasks, it can be very easy for you to filter via labels. So if you clear this, you're going to see all the tasks here. And same thing, you can add a label wherever you want. So this is all about Trello. And as I said, you can see calendar view. And there was a one that I added a date. So let's come to calendar and see. This is 18. Meet with this. It means that when you click, you understand that on the 18th, you are expected to meet with the entire team and discuss around this. It shows you on the calendar. Timeline, let's hit on the timeline. Yeah. Not schedule, not schedule, not schedule. So you can actually schedule here and then add a date on how you want this to function. So this is all about Trello. As I said, you can create another board. If you have another project, you can see calendar view. You can add members so that they can interact in this workspace. So yeah, this is another powerful tool just for VA, and it really helps you organize your work. It helps for visibility, it helps for transparency, and just helps to keep the entire team that you are working with in check. Yeah, so this is, and since I don't want to stretch this video, I'm just going to end here. And yeah, cool. Yeah, thank you.